Since the beginning of the monarchy, people have been obsessed about the British royal family, and the conspiracies they get along. That's because the British royal family always has a few scandals bundled up inside their palaces. Know more about these scandals of the British royal family only on Served Hot TV. King Edward was an abdicator and Nazi sympathizer. He abdicated the throne less than a year after he was proclaimed king, following King George V's death in 1936. The reason for his abdication was simple. He was in love and wanted to get married to Wallis Warfield Simpson, who was married twice before. Seeing as the royal family disapproved of her being married twice, Edward saw it fair to abdicate the throne, to spend the rest of his life with the love of his life. He had an affair with Mrs. Simpson, while she was married to Ernest Simpson. So, although the affair was reported in American and continental European newspapers, it was kept out of British newspapers based on a gentleman's agreement between the British press and the government. The couple was finally married on June 3, 1937, after Mrs. Wallis divorced her second husband. Let's not forget Edward VIII was also alleged as a Nazi sympathizer, which pulled a lot of attention from the media on its own. Queen stands above the law. This tradition has changed quite a bit since the first British monarch took the throne hundreds of years ago. For a long time, the monarchs had the sole authority of what goes, or what doesn't in the British law. So if there was a scandal that concerned the royal bloodline, their business was their business. This ancestral power has been debated over the years, and today, the ability to pass legislation belongs to the Parliament. While her formal duties may be representational, the Queen still holds a few privileges. Some of these privileges include claiming dominion over all whales, sturgeons, and dolphins in the waters around England and Wales, traveling abroad without a passport, and driving without a license. Princess Diana's alleged accidental death. Princess Diana was a strong woman, well known for all her charity work. But, on August 31, 1997, the princess left the Ritz, along with her boyfriend, bodyguard, and driver. Only the bodyguard survived the crash that followed. The official report carried out by the French and British authorities concludes the driver was drunk and on antidepressants, responsible for the crash. Conspiracy theorists, however, have alleged that the royal family was responsible for the death. It was alleged Princess Diana was pregnant with film producer Dodi Fade's child, and the royals could not bear the scandal. Other theories indicate missing CCTV footage, a vehicle that blocked the road, even sabotaged seatbelts. But the truth will always lie with the official statement, until it changes otherwise. Prince Charles, a descendant of the Dracula. Would it be apt to say that all hell broke loose when this news got out?
I am Dracula.
Well, as spooky as the Dracula movies were, the story behind it dates back to 1431, when Vlad the Impaler was born, in Transylvania, the central region of modern-day Romania. People said that Prince Charles was related to Vlad, and that could entitle him to certain rights in the region of Romania. The royal bloodline in Europe was always interconnected. And while Charles is not the king of the Republic of Romania, he does visit the place often, and works towards conserving its forests. Considering his frequent visits to Transylvania, Prince Charles was offered the title of Prince of Transylvania. The strange Duke of Kent, and his mysterious death. It is common for people to be unaware of the Duke of Kent, Prince George. And there were plenty of reasons why. The Duke was bisexual. He did marry Princess Marina of Greece and Denmark, but the bisexual affairs allegedly continued for the prince. So, we can see why the royal family would want to keep the life of Prince George under wraps. There were rumors that the prince had gotten into bad company at one point, and got addicted to drugs. But that isn't as disturbing as the news of his death on a plane heading towards Germany. Some say the prince was a German sympathizer, while the crash was orchestrated by Winston Churchill. Others suggest that the plane was on a secret mission for peace talks with the Germans. Sarah Ferguson, and her serious lapse in judgment. In all her career, could the ex-wife of Prince Andrew not believe she would make such a grave mistake? It was during a sting operation carried out by News of the World, that she promised to obtain access to the prince in return for £500,000, wired to her HSBC bank account. In the taped interview, Sarah appears to have fallen for the undercover reporter Masa Mahmood, an expose specialist, who worked for the newspaper. She later exclaimed, she deeply regretted the situation, and the embarrassment caused. And her financial situation was no excuse for her actions.
Anybody ever, never, he never does accept a penny for him. No, he does not.
No.
He does not, and will not, and he is completely wanted away.
As a prince, you don't need to. You need to. Thank God that his principle.
Take your...
It's alright, it's a long case, no problem. Let me show you how your driver. Let's find your driver.
The Prince Andrew Epstein connection. If you have heard about the dark and dingy lifestyle of Jeffrey Epstein, you know about the scandal he was involved in. For those of you who don't know about the billionaire, he was responsible for orchestrating a sex trafficking ring, which involved numerous underage girls. We have made a separate video on this scandal. Do check it out to know more about it. For starters, the two of them have been friends for a very long time. But, Prince Andrew started to distance himself from Epstein, following the allegations made against the criminal mastermind. However, these allegations found their way to the prince, when a victim of the racket alleged she was trafficked 3 times to the Duke of York, out of which she was only 17 the first time. While the prince has denied these claims, the victim has proof of her allegations. Are these allegations true, or are they just another set of conspiracies against the royal family? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and hit the like button while you're at it. Subscribe for more such videos.